Hello, Replenishing, and welcome back to On the Western Front, where we're going to continue our first little look at the game and see if we can't advance ourselves towards our first grand offensive when we go over the top on March the 3rd. It's a long way away. I've only been in command for about a week, and I've already managed to get about a third of my force killed, which, you know, is standard World War I commander tactics, I think. In our fairly aggressive raid towards the end of last episode. However, there's an interesting little dynamic in this, and I did mention it at the time, where you're not really pressured the same way to preserve your forces as you do get in a lot of other games. You know, generally I try and keep my pixel trooping alive for as long as I can. But in this one, your experience points here is gained both, or valor points you want to call them, both for casualties inflicted and casualties sustained. So really, as long as I'm losing men that can be replenished in a reasonable time, and so it will leave me in good stead for the grand offensive, then I really want to be doing that as much as possible. Obviously I want to be inflicting harm upon the Germans as I do it. But is this kind of strange incentive to keep yourself involved and active in fighting? But all that's going to have to wait, because we do need to rest our men up a little bit. So let me just unpause, speed a little bit, let's advance. There's still a little bit of artillery fire going on. We should hopefully all cease that. I did occur to me, I realised in the last one I was looking at the wrong number for artillery. It was ammunition has actually gone down quite a lot. Shells, we still have 80,000 of them, so we should be able to do a few more bombardments. I did want to have a quick check-in against our order of battle. Obviously, we have lost casualties, but it is somewhat disproportionately spread out in amongst the 1st Rifle Battalion, so we've got 440 men, brigade, sorry, and the 2nd Rifle Brigade, only 650 men, and compare that to the 3rd Rifle Brigade, 2,241. These are the chaps that are currently on our 2nd line of defence. And indeed, if you drill down in some of these rifle battalions and companies, you can see, look, these 2 platoons are destroyed. The 3rd platoon here has 4 men, and the 4th platoon has 4 men. So out of 168 are left living. Although, and was that? Okay, 4 are injured. Okay, there's a few more survived injured. That's a lot of death. We also have our field hospitals, which are not too many wounded present, but I suspect that will increase. I can see on my schedule tab here that there is a automatic command being put in to go and find wounded, so my medical platoon's getting in the action there, and we'll let them continue. But one thing I'm going to be looking to doing is to rotate my troops out. So I have a whole rifle brigade sitting in the back lines at full strength, and I'm going to want to get one of my under strength ones out and replaced. And in fact, my H cores, because they are so low, they've triggered his, I think it's 20% casualty strength. He's going to automatically arrange for that. So we should see whatever is left of the 1st Rifle Brigade. Let's just find someone in there. You see your restings. Presumably this has now been scheduled. It has not. But you should have the order to change out. Right, well, I won't issue a secondary order right now, but let's take me to you here. Let's see if you head off on your merry way, as indeed my expedition as you shall. And perhaps it's going to wait until the morning. I also need to make sure that my unit's still firing. Okay, 1st Brigade is going to leave. You told me that already. Is it true? Yes, there you go. We're no longer in my OB. They have left the map. I didn't really see them leave the map. And then presumably I should then get the 4th Rifle Brigade. Should now join in. We're going front lines. Place select unit with new reserve unit. No, so I want to recall these people to the front lines. Perfect. A few days. Okay, it takes a little bit of time. So we'll see. So they were down. I mean, they were annihilated. Can I get info on your strength from here? I cannot. That would be useful, so I know when I want to recall you. Or do you just automatically get fully refilled if you get off the map? That's interesting. Show details. Ah, here we go, here we go. Here we go. No. Okay, so we are, yeah, destroyed. Badly beat up. Perfect. not quite perfect. But you know what I mean. Alright, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see how much they replenish. Maybe by the end of the month we'll have a quick look back at them. And we'll get a nice new fresh brigade to come in and man our lines. Excellent. In a couple of, en route, the 4th Air Brigade. Perfect. Okay, these guys should all be resting. Yeah, indeed they are. Artillery fire has stopped. Jolly good. So we look around. I'll get the speed up a little bit because we're going to take a little bit of time to ourselves. Items we may want to look at is our supply depot here is essentially empty. So we're going to find one of our supply lines and put them in place. We're also going to look at expanding our wire as well, which hasn't really started. So for some reason it has dropped off my schedule. I don't 100% know why. So I'm going to find another group of people to go and build my wire. Probably some of our engineers, I think. So let's grab... we've got the engineers. Who we've got? Let's grab you, fine gentlemen. Come here. I would like to select all. And we're going to attempt to set wire in the my wire area. And let's do it. I don't need to try weather. Do I want it just to repeat rather than endless? Yeah, because I want you to do this at night. Like 5 hours a night, go build wire. And they did do some of it, so let's try this again. We'll see if we start building. You can see they started over here. Someone did question whether they actually have the wire. So if I look at my platoon here, they have this generic tools. Here you go. So they do have a supply of tools, so that should facilitate them there. Excellent. Now I can issue order just manually and go say go build wire here, but I'm trying to avoid that. Good. Looks like there's some German firing coming, that's okay. Yeah, so we were trying to resupply our supply depots. Let's have a look at our supply company here. Let's just take, I don't know, first platoon will do. And I would like to supply this depot with shells, please. Thank you very much. Invalid tile site for it. No. Okay, let's try that again. What's that? Okay, I know there's no unit present, but how do I fill up my dugout again? In momento. I was so close and yet so far. It's the add supplies button I was looking for, which is right below supply area, and yet I failed to see it. Shells, please. Yes, this dugout. Good man. So we'll go back and we'll go off the map and you'll get some shells, which then we can help distribute to artillery when they require it. They should all have a relatively good supply at the minute. There we go. So I think I'm going to probably rest upon my laurels for a short while. Are you gentlemen firing? You are indeed. Would you like to desist that? Do you have an order to fire? I did cancel that one. Yeah, there's no order here. Cancel orders, please. Man's just keen to keep on firing. Rest. Just wants to annihilate wherever this low German unit is. Lost it, here we go. Okay. You calm down? No, you're still going for it. I don't seem to be doing much because I'm not getting much in the way of points for it. Let's get you all to stop if we can. Okay. Well, this man seems to have gone a little bit rogue for one reason, whatever reason. I'm not going to worry too much about it. The rest of his battalion seems to have stopped. So that's fine. So yeah, so like I said, I'm going to probably go run it for, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks or so. Or maybe not, maybe a week or so. Give the troops time to rest. I'm going to see if this goes up, or how much this goes up. See if my second brigade get much in the way of replacements. Yeah, I'm also going to have to move. I'm going to move one of my brigades, the third rifle brigade here. Make sure they are moved up so they're spread out along the first line. I'm probably going to split my map in two. Have like one rifle brigade on one side and one rifle on the other, and then a reserve brigade spread along the back. So I will go into that, and I don't know, see you guys in a few days. Okay, so we are actually not only probably a handful of days later, but I want to check back for two things. One, you see I've got now my engineer platoon is out laying wire. I did change the way I scheduled it slightly actually. Rather than having a repeat, I set it as an endless one, but still had the night button selected, so it hopefully means they'll do this of evening rather than for a certain number of hours in evening. Which is fine and dandy. I think as long as this works like where I'm expecting it to, it should allow us to extend our barbed wire in front of our lines. Which is all well and good, without them getting too shot up. And we'll still leave gaps for our own men to get through. But I think as we can see here, our 4th platoon engineers here, they are busy reinforcing this trench. So they'll move it up from basic to reinforced. Obviously just give a better defense measure. I would like the rest of your platoon to potentially help out, as you may spend quite a phenomenal amount of time doing that. As you work your way along your entire front line, but it is good to see that they are able to upgrade the fortification. And I think I'm still waiting on, yeah, the 4th rifle brigade to turn up. And I can show. I didn't show how you actually spread the men out to take on watch, as it will. But let's see as we head into the morning whether you guys come back to my lines or not. So daybreak's about 6 or so, you'd reckon? Well, see, you're still just working on it. Okay, so it is continuous. So still can't get that just work for a few hours at night to really fire properly. On the plus side, no one seems to be shooting at you, so we'll just let you go and do your thing. One battery still seems to ignore all my orders for some reason I can't fathom. But it is fine, I have reasonable amount of artillery shells. Apparently I'm out of ammunition though, which I don't really mind. But there you go, all my men are currently equipped. Aha! 4th rifle, right. So they do all have ammunition to defend themselves, but there's no resupply. So, 4th Brigade, what we're going to do with them. Let's jump to their entire thing. I would like to... Oh, okay. Select all of 4th Brigade, and then... Yeah, we're going to do a watch duty order. So my 3rd Brigade comes up just to this point here. So I'm going to say I would like you guys to have a watch over this part of my lines. I mean, you'll all spread out all along the line here. And so we've got my 3rd Battalion Brigade here, 4th Brigade there, and 1st and 2nd convoluting in the rear, which I'm not sure how great that is. But at the same time, it's only, what, 600 men, so perhaps it's sensible. Right, you guys need to spread it a little bit more, which they should hopefully do. They're usually relatively sensible. SCCS is the... I mean, zoom in a bit. These guys have spread out this just off their own volition, which is useful. Maybe they were still doing the initial order they had when they came in. Yeah, you still got a load of movement orders live, which are these green ones. Okay, it looks like you're starting to spread out. Potentially too far. Again, I just want you to do this area. Ah, if you go off the map, it doesn't register. That was my problem. I went off the edge of my screen. Okay, cool. So they're going to stand out front. We've got 6,000 brave men holding the thin line and have 0 reserves. You know, not that that's an uncomfortable position to be in or anything. So we've got our wires starting to develop, so that's good to see. We'll just let those engineers continue. Our troops at the back are convalescing, and probably I'm just going to hold steady for the rest of January, to be perfectly honest, and wait to see what kind of reinforcements I've got in my brigades by the end of the month, and look to call them back. And then I'd like to try and do a little bit more offensive work. We've still got a reasonable artillery shells, so we could burn through a little bit of that. I'll see what I get at the start of the month to know how much reinforcements I'm getting, or supply I'm getting. But one thing I will do, under my headquarters tab, click on the right one, is maybe tweak the supply priority a little bit. Bring you down to say 20%. We'll keep you at 30. And we'll increase our supply there. Perfect. That blooming one guy still continually firing. I will go see if I can deal with him off camera. Otherwise, I will let our troops get some well-earned rest. But we're not quite at the end of the month yet, but we did get an event pop-up, so I thought I would bring you back for it. Apparently some worrying trends have developed in the letters and postcards being sent home from the men at the front. We should be more proactive in censoring some of the mail that gets sent to the rear to prevent defeatist or pacifist thought. So I can suffer, quite a chunky morale penalty. I mean, morale's, that's readiness, where is it? Morale is good, but that's horrendous. Or let the men vent. Unit cohesion. I'm going to say let the men vent. Presumably, the cohesion will rise over time as we sit and chill and do a little bit of not very much. As you can see, my wire here, zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what's going on, has started to build. I got my engineers steadily working on it. They did stop at one point, and that's because I realized they ran out of tools. So I have added some tools to my supply dugout here. Still a worrying lack of ammunition, but hopefully we'll get replenished in a minute. Well, we will get replenished. Just wait to see how much. Still occasionally get a sight of the Germans, because if we fire upon them, apart from that, there's not too much going on. If I select one of my random people up front here, I can see if I go to sight range down here, you can see we do actually have eyes into their trench. So obviously not when they are moving through the trench, but anyone moving in and around the trench or some of the comm lines, we do actually have sight range for it. And indeed we can shoot them as well if we happen to see them. So like here, presumably you gentlemen are going to engage. This is where the yeah, you can see you are currently slows down. Firing on watch duty. Apparently you're under fire. Can we attack them? No, don't do that. Cancel. Is it an elevation thing? Presumably they're out there just saying why, but why are you not shooting at them? Fourth platoon here. Engage, my man, engage. On watch duty. Definitely German in front of you. Well, we can always use a slightly heavier tool if need be. Let's grab our field artillery here. A company, yes, select all. A little bit excessive, but whatever. I would like to attack with explosive. Let's do that. Now, why in God's good name would 3 of you be charging forward like that. You actually gonna move forward? Yeah, you're genuinely moving forward. Stop it. That's a silly thing to be doing. Alright. New lot, cancel yours. I'm being perturbed by these Germans. You there, move forward. No, it was a little high ground here, but... Oh. Okay, now that's good. That's good with elevation malarkey. Someone did finally wake up and decide to engage. Excellent. Without charging forward. A few of them are still up. Yeah, you, sir, don't. You, sir, don't. So I lost some guns earlier. Check, is there anyone else? Yeah, it's fine. Just make sure it wasn't one of my subordinates put the command in. Alright. So it looks like someone has finally sensibly responded to my request to smack that area around a little bit and deal with the Germans. We'll let it go on for maybe an hour. Inflict some casualties. Here we go, look. We're definitely inflicting casualties. You can see our points are going up. And of course, points win prizes. Once we get to February and I get a reasonable supply of shells, I might look at setting more regular bombardments along the front. I would like to try and weaken these Germans. Sap their morale a little bit. That's probably long enough. I find which battalion is doing it, or the battery, sorry. You are currently engaged, so I'll tell you what, if I ask you guys to cancel, that should hopefully eventually stop. He said so confidently. I did manage to get a chap over here to finally stop, just through simply moving them all and then telling them stop. You're resting, you're resting, you're resting. So it is. No, you say that, but you're not. Oh, look at you, destroyed, destroyed, destroyed. Now, you guys are taking a bit of a battering, actually. Suppressing area. You, sir. Please cease and desist. Okay, I'll continue tidying up this. You're resting good. You, sir, please cease and desist. And there, and quiet falls. Excellent. Getting my hand of navigating my way through here. That's good. We spotted them, and we plinked and we plonked, and we took them down a little bit. Cool. Alright, anyway, I will, as I said, I'll come back at the end of the month, and we'll see how we're doing in terms of our off-map reinforcements, as well as our logistics. Okay, we are, as you can see with the date, not quite the end of the month yet, in fact, only two-thirds of the way through the month, but I want to bring you back because I just checked in upon our first rifle brigade here sitting in reserve, and noticed that they're essentially up to full strength already. So, in what has been like 12 days, I think, is about all the time the company has been out there, and they are, yeah, pretty much raring to go. Yeah, full strength, full strength. A few of them don't morale. Interesting, some of them are still flagged as having been seen by enemy, despite the fact they are in my rear. So yeah, they are essentially good to be recalled. Perfect. Yeah, so really quite quickly from a essentially entirely destroyed to fully replenished in less than 2 weeks, which is good to see. I may look to swap around some of my field artillery as well, because we did notice earlier that some of some of our gents here had been somewhat battered. Destroyed. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, do you know what? Let's pull off the first field artillery battalion and get them replaced as well. So I never remember how to swap things around. I think I have to issue the order from on the map. From here and select everyone. Just right click. I'm gonna go double check. I'll let you know how it's done when I come back. But anyway, I'm gonna bring these guys out and bring the other ones back. I'm ready for hopefully a push starting next month if we get some more stuff. Okay, we are finally closing in on the end of January. You can see we're just working our way through the heavy snow and thick fog of the winter of 1915. I see I have no supplies left in reserve. Everything is on the field, either in my supply depots or in my unit hand. Although our supply rate seems reasonable. Someone's being shot somewhere. Just noticed this number was going up. Probably just intercepted a German who had exposed themselves. Although it's not always clear where units are fighting. Anyway, so we want to see what happens when we get to the end of the day in terms of our supplies. Oh, yeah, it's just going up. Interesting. I don't see any little grey icons on the front that would indicate why. It could be experience from air sorties. So I don't know if you get reports, which would be really handy for when the AI is doing it. Oh. Loan supply, loan supply, loan supply, loan supply. Okay, aha! It's terrible zooms in it. Right, which order do these go in? I heard someone fire, but there's no supply ones, right? Who cares about this? Okay, I really want this to work well because it would be a perfect little system for jumping around the place. Begun construction. Do you come at the top or the bottom? Okay, also, we're into February. Oh my god, that's a small number. Oh. Okay. We had like 70,000 shells there before we started. Alright, okay. This could be challenging. Okay. Not getting what I wanted that, we'll leave it. So, okay, but I want to start the attack because everyone's in pretty good mood. We've got plenty of men. Supplies are pretty rubbish. But so be it. Apparently headquarters don't deem it worthy to send me stuff. There's a few more shells at divisional headquarters. Wow. British Army's holding together on a shoestring budget. I wanted to set up some artillery barrage. Oh, before I do that. How to get people to fall back. It's just a big red button here on MOB screen. You can withdraw all unit subordinates back to go and rest up. So let me grab everyone here and let's start saying on their trench with explosive shells for 4 hours in the morning. Yeah? Not endless. Repeat. No, cancel. Where was it? No, cancel. Cancel. 4 hours, repeat every day in the morning, explosive shells in my trench, go go. And then what I'd like to do is do the same with the rest of them. Nice, so you can do it in the evening, 4 hours, explosive shells on their trench every day. And then if we do it with the final artillery battalion, select all. And please, in the night time for 4 hours, drop explosive shells on their trench. Okay. that one I think I want rid of. Yeah, I have 3 continuous explosive shells orders. Oh, except that one's going to assign to. Ooh! That's the 3rd, that's 4th, I need one for the 1st. Who are the morning team. Or the 2nd, I should say, not the 1st. So the 1st are chilling back home. So you're in the morning, repeat target area 4 hours, explosive shells, their trench, issue order. Okay, so hopefully, as we go forward. Yeah, I don't know why my artillery goes so far forward sometimes. There's something I'm not quite getting. Okay. Let's see as we roll into February 2nd whether that takes. All the orders are still there, or we're still on February 1st. Okay. Oh, but we have started. Okay, and it is all on the line. Lots of big boomsticks. Good. I'm hoping this is a little bit more forgiving, because we're splitting a job up between a bunch of battalions. Only 1/3 of my artillery is firing at any one time. Give my own troops a bit of a chance to get some R&R as well. And I would like to start doing some more of the raids and things before we get to going over the top. See, now this is exactly what I'm talking about. Why is my field artillery deciding to take a wander into no man's land? It's mildly frustrating. Go home. It's probably why I lost a bunch of units to early doors. Should get morning, evening, and night. I mean, I'm going to do, yes, some more raids to try and... Ooh, is that a dugout? Artillery pit. Ah. That was the potentially a good target to go after. I wonder if I should start building my own artillery pits along the front. Yeah, so I may need to do that to get these guys to behave sensibly. It's like using this barrage order, it works fine, but here you can see, if I can get it out of the way, this artillery unit, he wants to go there, which is a ludicrous idea. And just going to get yourself shot. Yeah, please don't. How they manage to lug their guns around like this, well, is a question I shan't ask. You just come back here, please. It does mean I'm going to have to cancel that continuous order until it gets sorted, because otherwise they're just going to get themselves murdered, which is not the worst thing in the world. Oh god, they're all at it. Right, who's in charge of you? You, gentlemen. 4th Field Artillery Battalion. Please, no, Ed here. Please come down here. Oh, select all. Hang on. Right. Stop your absolute nonsense. Yeah, retreat, please. Being shot up the lorries. Okay. But this barrage works great. So, again, some of them seem to go alright. Others a bit lackluster. So maybe we'll look at, see if we can get some artillery pits made. That'll help us out. So we'll do, I think we'll go for barrage, then we'll go for a nighttime raid on this one. And see if we can't maybe go for some intel and some prisoners. So I'm going to cancel these guys, reorder. The other ones seem to be behaving themselves sensibly. Let's get rid of that. Or maybe need to have to spread them out manually, or well, we could build some artillery pits. And there's our evening one going. There should be no nighttime one. I say that, look, is this one of my field guns? Yeah. Well, I'll not ask any questions. Okay. Okay, that has stopped. Let's go for a little bit of raid. This one? Prisoners. Yes. Why not? Look at the elevation. Yeah, it's a bit of a hill. Let's go over here. Bit of a raid on this section of the trench. What could possibly go wrong? Let's slow things down. There's a light fog, which should help us. A bit of cover in the moon. Right, we have a lads go. There's probably only a couple hundred of them involved in this raid. Which does limit our losses, but also limits our experience gain. Oh, these Germans are in the trench. In we go! Have at them! So they should retreat upon their own once they get some prisoners and then drag them back through the wire. I know watching the Lex is never the most appealing thing. The only issue I have is when they start getting, they go a bit really wily when they take injuries and they flash. It's something really hard to actually notice who on earth is who. How are you getting on there? There's 4 of you left alive. I'm going to say not great. How did you guys do? 36, that's much better. And you're retreating back home. Alright. Our midnight raid. Alright, come on home. So we had 24 casualties. Okay. 70 of our men surrendered. We killed 19 and we took 30 prisoners. So, you know, another swell evening's work by the British forces. But it's kind of thing we have to keep doing, or keep the pressure on. Keep the experience going. I would quite like to get some of these upgrades before the big off. It does rather involve the cost of life. Do another one just at the very end. See if that goes any better. Why not? Go up here. Go for it, lads. Attacking in many small, discrete squads. That's clearly the sensible way of doing things. I can always rotate this brigade out to my reserve line and push in this fresh one ahead of the actual offensive as well. Use these guys kind of in the build-up and then get them replaced for good. Hey, this looks okay. Ish. I mean, I feel like we had more of our troops there than we did Germans. Even some artillery there. Okay, and we're all falling back in Kudesh order, maybe? Who knows? Right, you come. And of course there's a random pure artillery unit wandering around. Okay, we made it back. Similar-ish results. Casualty 30, lost 90 men, we took 15, killed 11. It's, yeah. It's not a way to win the war, that's for sure. Alright, well, we're gonna have to keep doing little bits and pieces of that, again, just to keep our experience rolling in, and just keep the pressure on the Germans, and then rotate in a fresh brigade for the big offensive at the start of next month. But that will have to wait until next time. So in the third episode, we'll run through to the offensive, we'll go over the top, and we'll see if we can't make a difference. And I'll see if I can't sort out this artillery stuff as well. May have to look into investing in some artillery pits or some other thing just to get to behave a bit more sensibly. I can always harass the developer, it seems like a good idea as well. Cool. Alright, well, hope you enjoy this one. I hope you enjoy this little look-see. I think there's a huge amount of potential in this game. It's got a few sharp edges, I say, just in terms of getting around your handling of it and the way some information presented, but I think there's a lot of here to be got at, if you can get at it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio!